So we do have some 4th of July stuff to go over today. Got a really big show. Many of us will be using fireworks next week, but today UAMS orthopedic surgeon Dr. John Bracey is here with a word of caution for anyone planning to use fireworks on the 4th. Of course, fireworks safety going to be real big in the next week. We don't want anyone getting hurt during the holiday.
Yeah, really important message there, especially if you're going to have kids around fireworks. Some dangerous stuff can happen there, so you want to be safe.
From the station that's on your side, this is Channel 7 News Good Morning Arkansas.
Hey, welcome back to Good Morning Arkansas. Next week is the 4th of July. Many of us going to be using fireworks. Orthopedic surgeon Dr. John Bracey from UAMS is here with a word of caution for anyone planning to go out and use fireworks on the 4th. Of course, as a hand surgeon, you see a lot of firework injuries coming just next week and this time of year every single year.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a preventable injury, but it's relatively common.
Yeah.
There's about 230 accidents per day in the weeks surrounding the 4th of July holiday, which is way too many.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate, obviously, because it is preventable. That's the big thing. It's not something that has to happen. And so as your experience going through a hand surgeon over the years, I guess the most common type of injury is a hand injury. Yeah,
so when we talk about firework injuries, the hand and wrist injuries are the most common. The second most common would be injuries to the eye. Yeah. But the most significant injuries are often to the hand and wrist.
Is that just because, is it lighting them, or is it just unsafe practices in using fireworks, or is it a defective firework, something that's out of your control?
Typically, in my experience, it's unsafe practices, and generally it's individuals who, they just weren't thinking right, and they were using the firework and often lighting it and shooting it out of their hands.
People that have injuries to hands, obviously it's a huge traumatic injury. There's the x-ray behind us that shows what a hand is not supposed to look like. Very common fireworks for people to use this time of year, M80s, bottle rockets. You know, they're smaller explosives, but are they still dangerous to people to use?
They're still very dangerous. Even bottle rockets, which I think a lot of us grew up using and shooting every year, we see injuries from them. Even more significant than you could imagine, resulting in amputations of fingers. The ones we see really bad accidents from are the large mortar type fireworks, and you can see in the image behind us, result in very severe injuries with open fractures.
So that was from a mortar?
Yeah, the large mortar fireworks, when they shoot it off from their hand, and unfortunately it explodes in the tube, resulting in these severe injuries. Require lots of surgeries, long hospital stays, and the hand will never be normal.
Yeah, and that's really terrible. So nobody wants to have to deal with this on the 4th. There's nothing worse than the holiday ending in a trip to the emergency room.
Absolutely.
Do you have any safety tips for us this morning?
Absolutely. I think that's the key to preventing these injuries. And so, first of all, I think the best way to enjoy fireworks is to go to a professional show. Let the professionals do it.
And don't light them yourself.
And enjoy them from a distance. If you are going to have your own fireworks show, I think there's a few things you can do. Number one, never shoot a firework from your hand. It's never safe. Number two, never aim a firework at another person. Yeah. If you are going to light a firework, be very careful not to lean over it, to position your body or chest above the firework in case it accidentally discharges.
Treat it like a gun, you know? Don't put yourself in front of it.
Exactly. I think a lot of injuries we unfortunately see in children and young adults, and so I don't think any firework is particularly safe in a young child, even a sparkler. We see lots of burns and the bad injuries. And older children, I think they need really good direct supervision by an adult. Yeah. And then one more thing is always have some water around, whether a water hose or a bucket, because fires are another potential hazard of fireworks.
Yeah, absolutely. Would you also suggest maybe not using a match or something that gets you so close to the fuse, maybe using some type of torch lighter so you put more distance between yourself and the firework?
Yeah, I think that's a key thing, is having a safe distance. As soon as you light the fuse, preferably with a long lighter, to get at least 10 or 15 feet away before the firework discharges. In the event that there's an accidental discharge, and instead of going up in the air, the explosion happens directly on the ground.
Yeah, and, you know, fireworks, there's a ton of them. Just like anything else, there can be defective fireworks.
Absolutely.
Maybe if you notice really short fuses, maybe shorter than anything else in your box, maybe don't light it.
Absolutely. If it doesn't look right, don't use it.
Yeah, that's right. So you see burns, hand injuries, lots of stuff with your time as a hand surgeon. And so we've got some great safety tips for you to think of as you go towards the 4th of July holiday. At UAMS, you guys do have some resources concerning safety.
Yeah, absolutely. You could go to our Facebook page or my Facebook page, and there'll be a link to the Hand Society website that gives a lot of information on safety tips for appropriate use of fireworks.
And that's the surgical The
Yes,
American
American Society for Surgery of the Hand, ASSH.org.
Yeah, and that's a really good reference for some safety concerning fireworks. It's very important this time of year. A lot of people don't think about it because we're just wanting to get out and have fun, but really, it's the most important thing you can do this holiday. It's be safe. You don't want your holiday trip to end in a trip to the emergency room. John Bracey, Dr. John Bracey here with us this morning from UAMS. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Great stuff this morning.